Hello and welcome back to my power rankings of the F1 2025 season. Today we will discuss the team's rankings after the Spanish Grand Prix. In P10 we have Alpine, who scored points for the second time this season with the P8 from Gasly in Spain, but they were also super slow in Monaco and Imola, and Gasly's worst finishing position to this day is P13, which is the best finishing position for the second driver, either if it was Colapinto or Doohan, and it is yet to prove that Colapinto is an upgrade to Doohan, and we also have a lot of chaos on the management side in Alpine. P9 we have Sauber, who also scored their second points finish of the season, but it was a P5 with Hülkenberg, and also the P12 for Bortoleto showed that the upgrades worked in Spain. They yet have to prove that it is not track specific to Spain, that the upgrades work, but it's amazing if they're actually a part of the midfield now. And also Bortoleto is improving every weekend with the upgrades. Maybe he can show he is actually a good rookie. I think he is having a solid rookie season so far, and maybe with some points he can show that. P8 we have Aston Martin, and finally Fernando Alonso scored his first points of the season, and I think Monaco and Imola were also really positive for him. In Imola he got screwed by the safety car. In Monaco he was running in I think P6 until he got the technical DNF, so ironically it was maybe the worst race of the triple header where he got his first points. And the question is if Lance Stroll is recovering for his home race. If not, it could be exciting to see how fast Felipe Drogovic actually is. Yeah, we will see who is driving for Aston Martin in Canada. P7 we have Haas, who scored solid points in Monaco with Ocon. And also I think Behrman showed he has the speed in Monaco, but it was not possible for him to score points because of the penalty he had for overtaking under red flags. In Spain he got a bit unlucky with the safety car. I think he also could have scored points and also got another penalty. And Ocon is really inconsistent in quali. This seems to be a trend. I think it's one quali is good, the next one is bad, and so on. And this is also the key for Haas to score points. I think in the tight midfield battle they need consistent performances as anyone. In P6 we have VCARB, who made a great teamwork strategy work in Monaco with the double points finish, so finally Lawson also scored his first points of the season. Hadjar for me is so far the rookie of the season. He outscored even the bigger team Red Bull in the last two events, both of the drivers, and so far he scored in 5 out of 9 races, main races, and Lawson only scored in Monaco, but in Spain he was also close with P11, and yeah, I think he's on a good way. In P5 we have Williams, who had the worst race of their season so far, but they're still the best midfield team with double points in Imola and Monaco. And Spain is also historically not their strongest track, and in the next races they can show it was a one-time fluke in Barcelona. And I think Sainz still has to improve his quali pace after his Q1 exit in Spain. I think this cost him the race. Albon's solid so far in quali, but yeah, he had a lot of incidents in Spain. So in P4 we have Red Bull, who actually picked up speed at the last tracks, but also they made really bad strategy decisions with Verstappen in Spain, and like this he cannot win the Drivers' Championship. And also I think this led to what happened with Verstappen with Russell in the final laps of the Spanish Grand Prix. We will talk about this in the drivers a bit more. Also I saw really mad statistics. I think it was on Instagram that the second Red Bull driver is outscored by Nico Hülkenberg over the whole season so far. I think Tsunoda is an improvement to Lawson, but not by far, and they really need to improve the car. And actually other details, again, where they have been so good in the past, I think they always had the best pit stops, they had good strategies, and all of this is now gone, so they need to improve this again. In P3 we have Mercedes, who also had a really bad triple header. No points for Antonelli in 3 races. 2 of them were technical DNFs. In Monaco he screwed himself a bit with the crash in qualifying. Russell scored in Spain and Imola, but these were also lower points finishes. I think in Spain P4 was okay, but I think in Imola he finished like P7 or something like this. He also had a technical issue in the Monaco quali, so all in all 3 races, 3 technical issues for Mercedes is also pretty unusual. But the car so far seems fast over 1 lap. They have to experiment with setups to get race pace. Ferrari is in P2 and they improved a lot since Imola. I think they have stronger race pace since the start of the triple header. Also scored 2 podiums in a row now with Charles Leclerc. Hamilton is still struggling, had a solid weekend in Imola with a P4 finish, but he really needs to sort out his quali pace because in Imola I think he exited also in Q2 if I remember correctly. But right now they are P2 in my rankings and also P2 in the constructors, which is pretty solid after their start of the season. What they had, they didn't score much points in Australia. They were DSQ'd with both cars in China, so they have like 2 races where they scored nearly 0 points and they're still P2 right now, so they are on a good way. P1 of course is still McLaren and they will stand there until the end of the season if not one team improves like with half a second lap time or so. They won 7 out of 9 races. They can allow their drivers actually to fight for the Drivers' Championship, which can be exciting because the car is so clear. And yeah, the only thing I think what can be an issue for them is like managing this drivers' fight, but so far so good for McLaren. And these were my team rankings after the Spanish Grand Prix. We will have the next rankings after Canada, and tomorrow we will also discuss the drivers. See you soon.